CBS News Miami.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. I'm Nasha Sherman, and welcome to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. Let's take a look at today's top stories. Off the top, terrifying moments after a 13-year-old girl was shot and killed in North Lauderdale. Now family and friends are grieving her loss. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch has the details.
There is now a makeshift memorial here in North Lauderdale at the site where Samaya James lost her life. A close friend says that the 13-year-old seventh grader was shot and killed during an argument. We spoke with Samaya's mother.
She means the world to us. She means so much to us. And they just took my baby away. My baby did not deserve this. She never did nothing to anybody. And they just took her life away.
The Broward Sheriff's Office is so far releasing limited information about this case. If you can help, call them or Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS. There is a reward of up to $5,000. In North Lauderdale, Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
Just heartbreaking. Thank you for that update, Peter. We also have an important security alert. A man is wanted for sexually assaulting and trying to kidnap a woman. Here is a sketch of the man Broward deputies are looking for. This happened 2 weeks ago on Saturday the 12th. It was near the 2900 block of West Sunrise Boulevard. The victim says the man was driving a dark-colored pickup truck. She says he offered her money in exchange for sex. She refused, but he grabbed her and forced her into his car. She was able to break free and call 911. If you have any information, call the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Always alerting, always tracking. This is Next Weather.
And what a beautiful shot. Taking a live look outside. Feels pretty good with lower humidity today. Let's get right to Next Weather meteorologist Cindy Pressler. She has our forecast while the tropics certainly stay busy, Cindy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there still today, but our weather is just gorgeous. We've got that lower humidity, makes it feel better. A little breezy out there today. Highest gust so far is about 23 miles per hour out of the north and east. So the breezy, warm conditions are going to stay with us again tomorrow. But after that, those winds will back off. A little bit more moisture coming in, at least aloft, or at the surface. We've got dry air aloft, so we'll have a few passing showers just like today. Same type of situation. They move very quickly from the northeast to the southwest, and of course we are tracking the tropics. I'll get to that in just a bit. So right now we don't have a lot of rain out there, so it's a fairly dry afternoon. These little showers trying to get going out of the winds. Now up to 24 mile per hour winds coming out of the north and east. So again, it is quite breezy today. We have some Saharan dust. That's going to be making its way out of here by tomorrow, and then by Thursday we'll have no dust at all. So you can kind of see it a little bit in the atmosphere. Looks a little bit dusty out there, but those winds kind of mixing the atmosphere, so it's kind of competing with it. So our high today so far has been 92 degrees. That is the current temperature. 89 degrees in Homestead, 92 in Marathon. Key West right now at this hour at 91 degrees, but it still feels a little bit warmer than that. Not a lot of moisture to work with, so we haven't even made it up to 100 yet. Feels like 98 degrees, and certainly this is a nice break considering we are still in the rainy season. So a few showers possible out there, a spot shower here and there. You're not going to find a lot here, but these little things will keep going. Again, on Wednesday afternoon, maybe a few more by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Our models want to paint on a few showers. They move out rather quickly. Again, on Thursday, we're going to keep about a 40% chance to pick up a shower. By the end of the week, I think we're going to see better chances for rain, push it up to 50, but everything will move from the east to the west with the same flow. We have a small craft advisory still in effect for the Keys. Those winds are still gusty down there, and a high rip current risk with that easterly flow. This is through Wednesday evening, so be careful if you're heading to the beaches. There could be some issues in the water. Rain chances will be going up. Still low Wednesday and Thursday, Friday, Saturday 40, and by the weekend we'll go up to 50%. Tracking the tropics right now, we're still looking at, of course, a couple of systems out here. We've got Franklin and we've got Harold that made landfall this afternoon in parts of Texas, so we'll continue to track those. Our weather is going to be beautiful for the next couple of days with just a slight chance for showers, temperatures in the lower 90s.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Cindy. New details. Authorities in Georgia are laying the groundwork for former President Trump to turn himself in. He is expected to surrender on Thursday. CBS News Miami's Jared Hill has the latest.
A set of strict rules for former President Trump as he prepares to surrender to authorities in Fulton County, Georgia. Part of the agreement finalized Monday, a $200,000 bond and a promise that Trump shall make no direct or indirect threat against any co-defendant or witness. On Truth Social, the former president posted he'll be arrested Thursday for making, quote, a perfect phone call, referencing the call to Georgia's Secretary of State urging him to find votes. The legal saga in Georgia comes as Trump plans to skip a political brawl in Milwaukee, opting out of the first GOP primary debate tomorrow, pointing to his overwhelming lead in a new CBS News poll. The survey shows 62% of likely Republican primary voters back the former president. The next closest candidate, Governor Ron DeSantis.
The time for excuses for Republicans is over.
Florida's governor is one of 8 who'll be on the debate stage, along with former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who was hoping to take on Trump.
He's both afraid of me and he's afraid of defending his record.
Instead, Trump is planning an interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson, which could air online at the same time as the debate. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
The Fulton County Sheriff says they will follow normal procedures when Trump turns himself in. That would include fingerprints and possibly his first mugshot. Former Florida Congresswoman Debbie Mucarsel-Powell declared her candidacy for U.S. Senator. If she wins the Democratic nomination, she would challenge current Senator Rick Scott. Scott's team responded to her candidacy, saying, quote, "We'd like to welcome yet another failed congressional candidate to the crowded primary." Former Congresswoman Mucarsel-Powell is a radical socialist. Floridians already rejected her once, and they will reject her again, end quote. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez is officially out of the first Republican presidential primary debate. The Republican National Committee announced this week Suarez did not meet the criteria to take part in that debate. Suarez launched his White House bid in June of 2023. 8 Republicans have qualified for the party's first 2024 presidential primary debate. It kicks off tomorrow night in Milwaukee. When we come back, President Joe Biden and the First Lady toured a devastated town after deadly wildfires tore through the region. A look at recovery efforts in Hawaii and how Florida is taking part when we come back. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Miami's 4 p.m. Quickcast. All South Florida students are now back in the classroom. And while summer vacation is over, summertime temperatures are sticking around. CBS News Miami's Jacqueline Quinn takes a look at what is being done to keep classrooms cool.
Imagine how hot it can get in a classroom with about 20 students or so with no AC. That's why staff with the Miami-Dade County Public Schools district has been working a little earlier than usual to make sure this is not the case for more than 330,000 students within the district.
When it comes to feeling the heat this year, everyone's noticed it feels a lot hotter than what we're used to.
I was just sitting down and I was already overheating.
Luna Carrera is a cheerleader at Miami Senior High School, and when she's not outside, she's seeking refuge inside to cool down. And making sure it's cold enough inside is Carl Nicolo's job.
So we don't operate the same. Things have changed for you guys.
Well, we've made slight adjustments. Our energy management systems have been turned on a little earlier this year to make sure we can troubleshoot all the areas that we have problems on.
How much earlier than usual?
Well, I think 3 weeks ago we turned it on.
So far this summer, the National Weather Service for South Florida estimates Miami-Dade County has had 41 days that triggered a heat advisory or heat warning alone. An advisory is when the heat index is greater or equal to 105 degrees for 2 hours or more. The warning is set at 110 degrees for 2 hours or more.
We don't have a failure for an entire campus. So what you'll find is perhaps a couple of classrooms have no AC, or perhaps the media center. So they're isolated areas within the school, isolated pockets.
Nicolo tells us there are some areas waiting on repairs, but the goal was to catch any issues early.
Systems are going to fail, and our job is to respond accordingly and get them up as soon as we can.
And failures are not unheard of.
But the times that there's no AC, you have to deal with it because you can't really go outside.
So what happens if your child comes home and says it's too hot in their classroom? I talked to the district. They say, well, let someone on campus know. And if that doesn't get fixed, then you can escalate this or file a complaint with the district. In Miami, I'm Jacqueline Quinn, CBS News, Miami.
One day after President Joe Biden visited Hawaii, recovery efforts continue. Many fire victims are beginning the process of trying to put their lives back together. CBS News Miami's Danya Backus has the very latest.
Many people in Lahaina warmly welcomed President Biden and the First Lady Monday as they toured wildfire damage. But some residents are now anxious to see if the president's promises of unwavering federal aid are kept and when that help will arrive.
His words will be hollow unless there is action behind it.
Susie Richter lost her home in the fires.
What happens after this and what happens next? We're all watching. The world is watching.
The Biden administration has approved at least $8.2 million in federal aid, including $3 million in initial rental assistance that's already been handed out.
Country grieves with you, stands with you, and will do everything possible to help you recover, rebuild, and respect culture and traditions when the rebuilding takes place.
More than 1,000 federal personnel remain on the ground here on Maui, including nearly 450 search and rescue experts.
Hey, buddy, ready to go?
Christy Borman and her dog Canyon are one of 40 cadaver dog teams sifting through what remains.
We hate that this has happened to these people, but we're very passionate about getting answers for as many families as we can.
With hundreds of people still listed as missing, authorities expect the death toll to keep rising. Danya Backus, CBS News, Lahaina, Hawaii.
When disaster strikes, dozens of law enforcement agencies across South Florida come together to help with relief efforts. CBS News Miami's Terry Hornstein spoke to organizers about why this is so important.
We're here to collect as much as we can so we can help as many people as possible over there in Maui.
A huge effort from South Florida's Mobile Mike, local law enforcement agencies, the Red Cross, and Global Empowerment Mission to collect donations for those who lost everything in the Maui wildfires.
When things like this happen and you have resources to pull something like this together, you need to.
The group collecting money, food donations, hygiene products, and power tools at Aventura Mall to send over to Hawaii.
Thank you, sir. We have a donation coming in.
An important cause, these South Floridians say, because we have had our own share of heartbreak right here at home.
You see the images on TV like, Hurricane Ian years ago, Hurricane Michael, the building collapse in Surfside brings tears to your eyes.
A sentiment shared by organizers and those who came out to donate.
People always give us stuff when we have hurricanes here. I thought I'd give it back.
An important mission to help an island so much in need.
You see these people not only don't have food and water, they don't have housing. This is unimaginable in our country. Whatever you can bring us, we're going to get it there.
Mobile Mike plans to head to Hawaii next week with donations. They are collecting donations at Aventura Mall until 10 tonight. If you can't make it there are events happening all week long, tomorrow in Merrick Park and Thursday at Pembroke Lakes Mall. We've got all information for you on our website. That's your Quickcast. I'm Nasha Sherman. Stay tuned for more news right here on CBS News Miami.